Today on Hampton Roads Business Weekly, it's the best of technology.
We are revisiting some of our best segments about the business of tech, and it starts right now on Hampton Roads Business Weekly. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Cheryl Tan.
And I'm Zach Miller. Welcome to a special edition of Hampton Roads Business Weekly. Today we're looking at the business of technology, from bringing tech to market to getting students involved in science and technology.
We begin today with an idea and what it takes to get that idea through the patent process and onto store shelves. If you have an idea for a perfect product and you're trying to figure out how to get it to market, then this discussion will really benefit you. We're happy today to talk with Mike Vahey, entrepreneur and inventor. Thanks for talking with us today, Mike.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Cheryl.
You have invented 3 products. Here we have behind us the Travel Halo, Beach Gladiator, and Comfy Mask. Let's start by talking about how you came up with these ideas.
Well, each idea that I've come up with and come to market with has come out of a personal need for me. So, for instance, the Travel Halo, I travel quite a bit, and those neck pillows really never did it for me. So, one time when I was actually in a car traveling, my head kept rolling side to side on the headrest, and so I took off my socks and I balled them up. I know, icky, but I put my socks on each side of my head, and it stopped the head from rolling side to side. So when I got home, I took some duct tape and those socks, and that was the onset of that idea, which has eventually become a patent and is now in airports and luggage stores around the U.S. and actually around the world. The Beach Gladiator is my latest product that I do with my brother-in-law and I, who we both had the same problem as kids, and that was the rubbing and chafing we get under our arms and between our thighs, just running around at the beach or surfing, and our kids have the same problem. So we realized there was a product in the triathlon and running world that could be tweaked and rebranded and marketed to people who got the same problem as us and our children. And so that's Beach Gladiator, and that's this large promo vehicle you see here today. And the last product we have here, Comfy Mask, is a product that is the first product that I came out with in 2009, and that has a lot of meaning to me because as a child, my first entrepreneurial job was mowing fields and cutting grass, and I also had severe allergies. So I met a man in his retirement who was developing a mask that was really comfy and was great for pollen and dust and things like that, and I decided that I could really take this and make it big and really hit all those niche markets out there for people who have allergies and asthma.
I like how you've taken products that are solutions to problems that you experience, and as you said, close to your heart. These are issues that are close to your heart. Let's talk about patent, no patent.
Well, people ask me that all the time, and there's no real set law that says you should or you shouldn't patent something. One thing you'll get if you get a patent, you'll get a piece of paper and you'll get a $10,000 to $15,000 bill. That's the only thing you can be guaranteed of if you get a patent. So what I say is you really have to look at your market. You have to look down the road and figure, is this something that can be easily knocked off? Is this something that I'm going to need to protect? Not that a patent can protect you in every situation, but it's a good thing to have in certain scenarios. The flip side of that is I've seen inventors spend years keeping everything they do a secret and working on that patent, and then they really have nothing. So the important thing is to sell your product.
Right.
Sell your product, make the patent decision sooner or later, depending on whether you think you need it.
So speaking about getting your product to market, how did it go from the idea in your head, the problem that you were trying to solve, to the prototype?
That's the hard part, and you really want to make sure before you dump all your resources and all your passion into something that you test it. So first thing after idea would be prototype. You want to make, whether it's this or whether it's a service or whatever, you want to make some sort of prototype. It's something you can do in your garage. With today's technology, we've got great resources. You can Google someone who'll make anything for you. So make the prototype, then test the prototype. So before you go all in, definitely test, and you're going to find from that also, you're going to be making modifications. So you're going to be tweaking it to customer demand, and what you end up with might not be what you started with.
Right. What advice would you give to somebody? What would you say to them if they, as they come up to you, I'm sure always, and say, I have a great idea?
Number one would be, unless you're independently wealthy, don't quit your day job. Number two would be, work at it, have perseverance, do it in your spare time, and you really have to have that passion to keep driving with it, because there's so many pitfalls and so many ups and downs. So persevere. And then the last thing, and I tell this to a lot of people, is have a plan. Figure out how much it's going to cost you and how long it's going to take you, and plan for that. But then take that plan, and whatever that dollar figure is and whatever that time figure is, triple it. And that'll be the realistic time and amount of money that it'll cost you. And if you can swallow that, if you can handle that, then go for it and never stop, never give up.
Mike, thank you, and congratulations on your success.
Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate it.
In today's world, a rating on Facebook or Yelp could make or break your business. Have you ever received a negative rating? Well, have you actually ever followed up with those people and made sure that that rating was correct? Or if it was correct, what you could be doing to make it better? This week's Zach Hack is simple. When someone rates you, either positive or negative, reach out to them and figure out what made their experience good or what made their experience bad. A couple weeks ago, someone had actually rated my business Hatch at a 1 star, but I had never met this person. So I reached out to that person and said, hey, I see that you've rated my business at a 1 star. I'd love to learn what happened. What did I find out? This person accidentally gave me a 1 star and accidentally rated my business negatively. But by reaching out to this person, they actually now engage with almost every single one of my posts in a positive way that helps reinforce my brand. So this week's Zach Hack is very simple. When someone rates you, positive or negative, it doesn't matter. Reach out to them and figure out exactly what happened. For more information, head on over to startwithhatch.com. All right, we want to hear what you have to say about Hampton Roads Business Weekly. If you have questions or comments about the show, tweet us at HRBizWeekly. We're back in 2 minutes. We're back here at the 757 Makerspace with Bo Turner. Bo,
Zach Miller.
thanks for being with us today.
Thanks a lot, my pleasure.
How did you come up with the idea of the 757 Makerspace?
So the idea got started a few years ago. We've been open now for about 19 months. I've got 2 young boys, and I wanted to give them a way to be able to learn and create and make things. On up to people that have ideas or business prototypes where they want to make something physical, to be able to have a spot to do that without having limitations be based on equipment or things that were inaccessible to them.
What type of things have you seen people make here?
Yeah, so in the short time we've been open, we do everything from regular classes, and we teach people enough to be dangerous. So for example, if we taught you how to weld, you're not going to go get a job at the shipyard, but you feel comfortable being able to make an artistic piece, being able to make metal stick together, or over to my side over here, you could make this car that's been welded together over here.
You have a lot of different sections, which I think is really interesting. What kind of innovation, why is this so important for innovation, this space in our area?
Yeah, you know, especially in this spot, you've got a military group that's coming out of here, you've got a transient population, you've got just this influx of all of these different schools. So we have this density issue where everybody's trying to live inside of here and trying to build and grow. And in order to do that, there's going to be growing pains. The one thing I find fascinating is in terms of innovation is instead of all these people buying, let's say 3D printers, for example, if we looked at that, that's a hot and growing technology. Every few months it changes. We've got a lot of 3D printing companies just right in this town that are starting, producing great products. But not everyone's going to buy one of these. And being able to give people the opportunity to use one, to actually make something and create with that, gets them comfortable, where now they're likely to be able to purchase that or build something tangible.
So you've been here 19 months. Mm-hmm. It's only for adults?
No, this is for kids on up to adults, second careers, on over.
What do you do for kids? How do you get them kind of into the makerspace?
Yeah, so every Saturday we have a thing called Makerspace Cadets. It allows us to be able to teach a kids class. That's at 10 a.m. and it ranges everything from blacksmithing to 3D printing to programming. 19 months being in the space, what will the next 19 months look like? Next 19 months for us is all about growth. So we operate under the agile development kind of model, which for software, for us it falls underneath the physical place because every 2 weeks we've got a design sprint inside of here. So we have infrastructure upgrades, equipment upgrades, new things continuing to be added. during that. So that's a lot of design iterations for us.
You talked a lot about your kids and doing this for not only for them, but now for the cadets as well.
Yep.
What type of things have you seen them actually go and then teach adults now? Have you seen that at all?
Yeah, we have. You know, Minecraft is probably one of the biggest things that 98% of the kids that come here end up using Minecraft. That's their first design package. It's no different than any other CAD tool. For them to be able to take and go from that, they design, but now just like people who aren't using Minecraft but are starting to learn things like Illustrator or some of the CAD packages out there, being able to make that stuff tangible. So to go to a 3D printer, a laser cutter, a CNC machine, or any of these other tools that have access to be able to make and create things, it's gotten a lot easier, and we give them access to those resources here.
I was looking online, I saw an event called Pop-Up Robots.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, so Pop-Up Robots is a monthly meeting that we have here at the space, and it's all about, there's a small portion at the beginning about talks. You can learn the current latest information about robots themselves and robotics, and then you also have a chance to build a robot that then you can take home and continue building and expanding and programming yourself.
So the Makerspace is an educational tool, but also a way for you to prototype those things. In a sentence, what is the 757 Makerspace?
Yeah, we're a community workshop and prototyping center.
And for those who are watching that may want to come check out the space, how could they find out more information?
757makerspace.com, Facebook/757makerspace, and Twitter.
And if there's anything else that someone out there might want to know what's possible, what would you say to them?
I'd say come out and join us. You know, a tour and a quick visit. The first Friday of every month is our open build night. Come out and join us, 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock.
Great, thank you so much, Bo.
Thanks,
It's
Zach.
been awesome. Keep making.
All right, imagine it, make it.
Imagine it, make it. And you guys imagine it and make it as well here at the 757 Makerspace.
Robots and young entrepreneurs collide. Next on Hampton Roads Business Weekly. Here now with Dr. Patrick Knopnicki with the Virginia Beach School System to talk about what happens when entrepreneurialism hits the classroom. Dr. K, tell us what's going on here today.
Well, today is an exciting event, and it's part of our STEM Robotics and Maker Challenge. And what that means is that students are not only doing STEM experiences with robots, we've added this year for the first time ever, students are doing entrepreneurial experiences with a MakerBot where they have to make a product, pitch a product, and then present that Shark Tank style to business community judges that are provided by our partner JA, Junior Achievement.
So there are kids here as young as 9, 10. When I was 9 or 10, I was watching soap operas after school. And so these kids are taking technology, high technology, and turning that into a potential business.
Absolutely. One of the thrusts of the school division this year has been entrepreneurship and innovation. We've started a new course which will begin next year at all of the high schools. So what you've seen today is just the beginning of the tip of what's coming in the future.
Highly exciting. What do you see though as you, and I'm sure you've sort of tracked the progress throughout the year, this is just the culmination of it. What are you seeing in these kids?
Well, we're seeing things that we've never seen before in kids, and ideas and products, and just the way that they're thinking about need, the way they're canvassing their customers in the high school or in a middle school or even elementary school. Do you think that we need this? Would you like to have this product? And then they're turning around making it in a 3D printer, and then coming up with a business plan to help sell that. And that could eventually turn into a Kickstarter campaign or other crowdsourced funding.
Do you anticipate that some businesses could be born here?
Absolutely.
Real businesses, money-making
Absolutely.
businesses?
When we started the original challenge in February, we had a student from an elementary school. As I introduced myself to him, and I said, "Hi, I'm Dr. K for Virginia Beach Schools, and glad to see that you're starting a business today." And he said, "I've already got 2 businesses." And he was in the 4th grade, I think it was. So, the mindset is there. We're trying to accentuate the entrepreneurial mind spirit. It's in the city's strategic plan. We've helped put that there. The city is very interested in entrepreneurialism, and we want to be part of that culture.
Why do you need entrepreneurs though? Already established entrepreneurs, why do you need them here in this part of the
Well, it's
project?
job growth. It's the economic development of ideas and products and services. Things can always be better. Why not tap the young minds that we have now and grow that spirit earlier and cultivate that and have Virginia Beach known as an entrepreneurial mecca where other people will come to learn how we do things.
Dr. K, thanks very much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
If you would like more information or would like to donate your time and talents, if you're an entrepreneur, go to hrbusinessweekly.com or find some information right here on their screen.
We meet up with a local company merging tech with the craft beer market. It's next.
A lot is just drive and motivation. Do you really care about what you're making? And would you be doing this if you weren't paid anything at all?
All right, Taylor, we're here at the Beer Bug offices. What is Beer Bug?
Beer Bug is a specific gravity and temperature monitoring device for the home brewer. You put it into your beer, and every minute it chirps to your Wi-Fi the density and temperature of your beer bug, or of your brew, excuse me. And those are vital statistics for any home brewer.
So I'm at home. I go through the process of brewing my beer, but I don't know for months or weeks how it's doing.
That's right.
And so you have a sensor that goes in there
That's right.
in a safe way that says it's doing well or it isn't.
That's right.
How did you guys come up with that idea?
About 3 years ago, one of our engineers was an avid home brewer and just decided that he wasn't happy with the traditional means of you set up your fermentation, then you wait 7 days and you see what happens.
And once you guys figured out that process, you realized that other people in the world had this problem too, and you wanted to give it to them. You guys had a very successful Kickstarter campaign. How did you guys come about doing that?
Well, I spent a lot of time just researching, is this going to be a viable product? So Jim, the guy who invented it, he liked it and he used it, but he's a crazy engineer. Is this going to be a solution for everybody, or is it just a solution for Jim? So I spent probably 6 to 8 weeks figuring out if that was a solution for lots of people. And one thing that validated it was that a lot of people have tried this and failed. And so I read all the threads that I found. There's basically 2 big homebrewing websites that everyone looks at. Read everything I could on there about the demand that people wanted for this. And then the latter part of that, I spent some time talking and saying, like, what kind of price points would you guys look at? Is this a solution for everybody, or is this a small segment of the market? How big is the market, and how many people really would like this? How many people would like this for $200, $250 or so?
That's really interesting. And so then you decide that it looks like the market's there, that you want to do it. So then you go up to Kickstarter and do that. What happened then?
So we decided $25,000 was the right number to pick for Kickstarter. That was less of a this will make us be able to build a business, and more of a this is the size that validates the market. And we hit 60,000, so we hit more than double, and we knew that we had something.
And how do you, because it's reward based, how did you guys place the different things to make sure that you guys were able to make profit on it, or to get it out there? How are you guys able to kind of break down each layer? Yeah,
it's hard with tech because generally if you're making, we make a very sensitive sensor with Wi-Fi and memory and all kinds of stuff. So it's a $100, $200 product. So it was difficult to do that, but you kind of want to have levels for anyone who's interested in it.
What happened after you guys won? After you guys got the 60K, was it off to the races? Did good things happen? Did bad things happen? How did you guys deal with those things?
A lot of both. So we thought we were, I would say, 99% there. And Kickstarter was, okay, now we're ready. The technology's there. We got the last 1%. We got to figure out some stuff with the math and the numbers. And it was way more difficult. That last 1% was harder than the first 99%.
The actual product.
That's right.
The last percent.
Yeah.
And so did you communicate with your users who had purchased?
And
they were all...
That's a huge thing. Anyone who's going to do Kickstarter, you have to do that. Because they're going to get real upset real quick when they figure out something's not going well and you're not telling them.
Because they know that they're buying into something that might not be ready yet, but they want to be one of the first people to be a part of that. And since then, what has happened since the Kickstarter campaign?
Last February, so not a few months ago, February in 2014 was kind of our first start of real sales. So it really took us that long to kind of catch up. And so this February we closed out our first
Done
year
with
of
Kickstarter.
scales.
Now you're starting, so you're
That's
18
right.
months ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it went, that first year went really well. And so we're introducing a new product in hopefully this year, and maybe a new version of the beer bug also hopefully this year.
How important, you're talking about team, how important is that team when you're
Huge.
in kind of the growth stage that you guys are now?
It's huge, absolutely. We have a great team, a young team, and then we have what we call the gray beards, the older guys who have done it before. And
The gray beards.
The gray beards.
I don't see any gray in your
Oh,
beard.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we have the guys in the office. Our average age is about like 23, 24. And then we have a great board and chair team they've just been around the block. They've done it before.
And how do you guys evaluate those team members?
A lot is just drive and motivation. Do you really care about what you're making? And would you be doing this if you weren't paid anything at all?
And you being able to be a part of a product like this, to build something for other people, what does that
Yep.
mean to you?
It's huge. That's all I've ever wanted to do, was build something other people use.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That wraps up another edition of Hampton Roads Business Weekly. Like us on Facebook and Instagram at HR Business Weekly.
There, you will find segments from previous shows, plus some great behind-the-scenes pictures and videos. For Hampton Roads Business Weekly, I'm Zach Miller.
And I'm Cheryl Tan. We'll see you next week.